So I grew up in Rapid City, South Dakota, and you know, in the Midwest and everything. And volleyball isn't super, you know, flourishing there. But I guess I was more into different sports, and then in 8th grade, it was just kind of one of those things where it's like, well, we might as well like try it out and see how it was. And one of my teachers was on the volleyball. He was the volleyball coach, so he kind of just recruited me to end up just playing for him. And then freshman year, I thought I would just try it out and see what happened with it. So it worked out nice. I am Native American or American Indian. I'm from the Minnekoju and Hunkpapa tribe, which is like Cheyenne River Sioux. They're originated from that. And I guess it didn't play into it as much, except for when I started getting recruited by schools and more of like my varsity years of like senior year and everything. I think it's harder for especially Native Americans when they live on the reservation for them to like really make themselves known to bigger schools, just because I feel like it's a little bit more secluded and like the population's lower and it doesn't have like as many I feel like not as many coaches that are like bigger D1 or like even, you know, D2 or stuff. They just don't think to go to like the lower populated areas, and I feel like that's where they kind of like miss their chance to like really get into a higher level of volleyball. The recruiting process for me started when I joined a club, I want to say like my more junior year, so I was still late by then for the recruiting. I ended up just going to a national qualifying tournament, and then that kind of got me some coaches looks, and then me and my mom and like my family started like just sending out emails and sending out highlight reels, and we sent out probably over like to 40 coaches, just like telling them like who I was, like a little bit of my background, like what position I played, and then I include like a video, and I said, you know, if there's any camps, if you need me to come out to you, like I will come and accommodate you. I got recruited here actually from one of the qualifying national tournaments, and Brent was, I think, recruiting someone else. He ended up seeing me run a slide, and he just liked how I played, and so he ended up calling my coach up. And I'd always thought about going West Coast, but I didn't really see any like other coaches that were as interested, and he just called me up, and then a week later he said they had a camp and he wanted me to see if he could get there, and we just flew me out.
Lauren Schad I found in the back of a convention center in Ohio, and there were 110 courts. She was on 109. It was about as far as I could walk, and I was done for the day. And she was warming up, hitting a few balls with her team. I stopped because I think I heard it before I actually saw it, and she hit a ball pretty hard, and sometimes you can hear the sound of it from a distance. And so I walked over a little closer and got a good eye of her next contact. I think she had to wait 3 or 4 players before she got a swing, and she was just ripping balls for this little club in South Dakota, and I was intrigued, and I sat down to watch the match, and kind of the rest is history. She ended up being one of our favorite middle recruits. We followed her for about 6 months, and before you know it, we finally got her locked in here at USD.
Being one of the few Native Americans that are playing for a higher level women's volleyball team, it's kind of nice to know we can like make an impact and just like educate other younger girls that are interested in playing, you know, a Division I sport like volleyball, to like really just like they can make it if they like have the idea. Because especially when I would always go back on the reservation, like, or hang around my cousins who live on the reservation, sports are huge because, you know, it is a smaller community, and there's that just like competitive nature, and there's just, you know, there's not as many things to do. I mean, they're close to like smaller and bigger towns that like have like movie theaters and stuff, but you know, when you're growing up with like less, you make more of what you have, such like you play basketball more outside, you go outside, you're more involved in sports. You know, it's just one of those things where the whole community kind of comes together for like these sports programs, because everyone's supporting each other and they want them to see them do well and like flourish and do better. So